Our cameras caught him riding his bike in Miami, and it looks like he doesn't have a care in the world. He's been quiet lately.
Okay, are you ready? Drum roll. Drake. Oprah. J-Lo. A-Rod.
He sent out a warning shot, posting video of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party.
Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg.
So, it looks like Diddy's reached his breaking point and he's gearing up for some serious payback. He's teaming up with his buddy Stevie J, whose name is also caught up in the legal mess, and they're ready to take matters into their own hands. Let's talk about how Diddy just couldn't care less anymore. You know, he's been in a real tight spot lately, but instead of hiding away, he's out there in the open doing his thing. Diddy was recently spotted cruising around Miami Beach on a bike, decked out in all black just like his ride. And when a paparazzi tries to snap a shot, what does Diddy do? He throws up an L sign.
Our cameras caught him riding his bike in Miami, and it looks like he doesn't have a care in the world. He's been quiet lately.
This sudden shift in attitude has got everyone scratching their heads. I mean, this is the same guy who's been laying low for months, avoiding Instagram like the plague because he knew the trolls would come for him. But now, it's like he's done playing it safe. Just a week after his place got raided, he goes and drops the music video for his 1997 hit Victory on Instagram. This music video pays homage to the Arnold Schwarzenegger starring 1987 film The Running Man. It sees Combs play a character who manages to escape the clutches of armed military police. In the caption, he writes "Bad boy for life" with a raised fist emoji. Now, what's really got people talking is that he left the comments wide open this time. It's like he's saying, I don't care what y'all gotta say, I'm doing me. Now, with all these allegations flying around, Diddy could stand to lose everything he's built. But here's the thing, he's not going down without a fight. Diddy's no small fry in the business, he's got a massive empire and connections to the elite. And as we know, some of those big names are already knee-deep in the mess. Maybe that's why Diddy's got this newfound carefree attitude. It's like he's saying, if I'm going down, I'm taking everyone with me. Enter his buddy Stevie J, whose name's also getting dragged through the mud in the lawsuit. He's standing by Diddy's side, publicly defending him against the accusations. Stevie J's been there for almost 3 decades, and he's swearing up and down that he's never seen Diddy do anything shady. But defending Diddy isn't the only card Stevie's playing. He's also sending out a clear warning shot. How?
Say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years.
By posting videos from Diddy's 50th birthday bash, featuring all the big names in Hollywood, from the Kardashians to Jay-Z and Beyonce, even Kevin Hart, it's like Stevie's reminding them that if they step out of line, they're gonna feel the heat.
He sent out a warning shot, posting video of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party.
You see, according to the lawsuit, Diddy's got compromising footage of everyone who's ever attended his wild parties. And while his birthday bash might have been more tame, who's to say what dirt he's got on these A-listers? Even his ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, spilled the beans, saying it's not just celebs, there are politicians, preachers, you name it, all potentially on Diddy's blackmail list. And speaking of celebrities, let's dish about the celebs caught up in Diddy's drama. Starting with Stevie J. Jones alleges that Grammy winner Stevie J, Combs' longtime collaborator, recruited and participated in Combs' freak-offs in his amended complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, though he does not name Stevie J as a defendant. Jones accuses Combs of instructing Stevie J to teach him the type of to solicit and way to solicit them. Jones also accuses Stevie J of sending threatening messages when Jones publicly asked Combs to pay him for his work on Combs' The Love album. The complaint also says that Combs used his connection to Stevie J, Jones' idol, to pressure Jones into sex. Allegedly, Diddy even showed Jones footage that he claimed was Stevie J getting cozy with another man. But it turns out those screenshots weren't exactly what they seemed. Adult film star Knockout stepped up on Twitter, straight up saying, "It's me," throwing a wrench in the whole thing. And Stevie J isn't staying silent either. He's got his lawyer in the game, ready to handle this mess. Then there's Aaron Hall, an R&B singer who is part of the group Guy, was named as a defendant in a complaint filed against Combs last November in the New York Supreme Court ahead of the expiration date for New York's Adult Survivors Act, which provided a one-year window in which people could bring cases of SA outside the typical statute of limitations. The plaintiff, who is named Liza Gardner, accuses Combs and Hall of SAing her and a friend in Hall's apartment after a music industry event hosted by MCA Records in 1990 when she was 16 years old. She says Combs coerced her into having sex with him, and that afterward, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced her to have sex with him too. The plaintiff also alleges that Combs found her at her home and choked her until she passed out. He was worried his girlfriend would find out about the incident, the complaint says. In one YouTube video cited in the complaint, Hall says in an interview that Puffy, what Combs was known as in the 1990s, had seen him have sex. Hall could not be reached for comment. His lawyer was not yet identified in court documents as of April 8th. Also, there's music producer Harve Pierre, who was named as a defendant in two lawsuits filed against Combs ahead of the Adult Survivors Act's expiration date. Both lawsuits were filed anonymously, one in the New York Supreme Court and the other filed in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York, with the plaintiff listed as Jane Doe on both documents. Pierre was Combs' first employee at Bad Boy Records, the former president of his Bad Boy Entertainment, and worked with artists like the Notorious Big and Faith Evans. In the first complaint, filed in November 2023, a former employee of Bad Boy who worked as Pierre's assistant accuses Pierre of using his position of power to G-word, exploit, and SA her. Combs and his companies enabled the complaint says. In a second lawsuit filed in December 2023, the plaintiff alleges that when she was 17 in 2003, Combs, Pierre, and an unnamed third defendant, Gang R, and SEXTFK her. Specifically, she alleges that Pierre smoked crack cocaine and then forced her to give him oral sex before bringing her from Detroit to New York City on a private jet. In New York, at a studio owned by Combs, the defendants provided the plaintiff with drugs and alcohol before wording her, the complaint alleges. Pierre's lawyer did not respond to a request for comment from Business Insider. He has denied the accusations made in the second complaint. This is a tale of fiction. I have never participated in, witnessed, nor heard of anything like this, ever. These disgusting allegations are false and a desperate attempt for financial gain, he said in a statement obtained by TMZ. Next up is Cuba Gooding Jr. According to the legal docs that TMZ managed to get their hands on, Jones believes that Diddy was pulling some shady moves with the intention of passing him off to other folks. And get this, he claims that Diddy introduced him to Cuba on his swanky yacht, and let's just say things took a nosedive into uncomfortable territory real quick. Allegedly, Cuba started making unwanted moves on Jones, totally crossing the line until Jones had to push him away. Jones even tossed in a pic of Cuba hugging him as supposed evidence. Mr. Combs had dominion and control over the actions of Cuba Gooding Jr. and failed to step in and stop Cuba Gooding Jr. from essaying Mr. Jones, the suit alleges. Now, we all know Cuba's been down this road before. Back in 2019, a bunch of women came forward with some seriously sketchy claims about his behavior, but this is the first time he's dealing with accusations from another guy. In June 2019, things got seriously messy for Cuba Gooding Jr. The dude found himself in hot water after an incident at a Times Square bar where he was accused of getting a little too handsy with a woman. But hold on, the legal roller coaster was far from over. Another charge was thrown his way, but Cuba managed to dodge the jail cell by striking up a plea deal. Fast forward to now, thanks to the Adult Survivors Act, which is the same law that allowed Cassie to sue Diddy last November, two alleged victims of Cuba have come forward with a fresh lawsuit. In this lawsuit from 2018, which the Times got their hands on, a woman claimed that while she was working as a cocktail waitress at Lavo restaurant and nightclub in New York, Gooding forced his tongue into her mouth without her consent. Gooding ended up pleading guilty to a criminal forcible touching charge related to the incident, and the lawsuit filed just recently includes a chunk of the transcript from Gooding's testimony during that whole legal mess. When the judge asked him to describe what went down, he straight up admitted, "I kissed the waitress on her lips," and confirmed that he did it without her permission. In the 2019 filing, Kelsey Harbert spilled the tea, claiming she approached Gooding at the Magic Hour rooftop bar and lounge, hoping to meet the actor. But things took a dark turn when she ended up sitting next to Gooding's girlfriend. Harbert alleged that Gooding, being the total boundary crosser, reached over and decided to get handsy in all the wrong places. She described feeling shocked as she suddenly felt his hand groping her chest, treating her like she was nothing more than a piece of meat. Harbert wasted no time and filed a police report within a week of the incident. And guess what? Gooding ended up pleading guilty once again.
The video appears to show Gooding putting his hand on her thigh. A few seconds later, his hand appearing to move up towards her Gooding is then seen pulling her hands to his lips. Their hands appear.
Now, fast forward to the civil lawsuit, where Gooding straight up confirmed that it was indeed non-consensual physical contact during his hearing. Both women involved are seeking some serious damages for A and battery, lost wages, and the emotional, mental, and physical toll this whole mess took on them. And let's not forget about those attorneys' fees. As for Gooding's camp, they've been pretty tight-lipped about the whole ordeal, with no immediate response to the media's inquiries. Gloria Allred, who's representing the two plaintiffs, isn't holding back. In a statement, she made it clear that her clients aren't backing down. They're seeking the justice they couldn't quite nab in the criminal case, and they're not stopping until they get it. Next up is Young Miami, aka Carisha Romeka Brownlee, allegedly transported a drug called Tucci across state lines for Diddy. Apparently, this Tucci stuff is some kind of pink concoction mixing ecstasy and cocaine. Jones also alleges that Young Miami was part of a group of women who were supposedly paid a monthly fee to work as Diddy's sex workers. And as if that wasn't enough drama, Jones throws in another bombshell, claiming that Young Miami's cousin, referred to as Jane Doe 1, allegedly SA'd him back in 2022. She allegedly burst into the bathroom and began groping Jones on Thanksgiving Day. But the drama didn't end there. Recently, she got served with court papers related to Diddy's trademark infringement lawsuit while partying at a nightclub. A person claiming to have served the papers to the City Girls rapper in Houston recorded the moment he did so. It's a whole mess involving Charlie C., who's suing Diddy over the use of the phrase "act bad" in his song title and merchandise. C claims Diddy ignored his trademark and breached a contract, seeking a hefty $10 million in damages. According to C, he filed for the trademark back in 2021, and it's live and registered. He alleges that Diddy's team brushed off his concerns about the infringement, even though he reached out to them multiple times. Adding to the drama, C claims there was some shady stuff going on because he was behind bars at the time for a drug-related offense, but he's since been released. It's all pretty messy, especially considering Young Miami and her City Girls partner JT featured on Diddy's Act Bad. And now, she's been roped into the legal battle too. Understandably, she wasn't too thrilled about being served in public, and she made sure everyone knew it when she went on a Twitter rant to share her frustrations. She said, "I'm so tired of the internet and people effing with me every day. Trying to serve me some paper over merch that I'm not selling is lame. Like, everybody want to go viral so bad, let's go viral, I'm tired. Like, take y'all a TF on," she added, over some merch I don't sell, before responding to somebody who doubted her story. Shut the F up, that's y'all problem. Y'all always think somebody got a lie, Goofy B. Daphne Joy, who happens to be 50's ex and the mother of his child, also got dragged into the drama. Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy named Daphne as one of Combs's alleged sex workers. But Daphne wasn't having any of it. She hit back hard, taking to Instagram to shut down the rumors and accusations. In a no-nonsense statement, she called out Lil Rod's lawsuit as a bunch of lies and vowed to fight back. And she's not messing around. She's got her legal team ready to take action against both Lil Rod and his attorney. "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination," she said. "I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney." Of course, 50 Cent couldn't resist chiming in. He took to Twitter and stirred the pot even more by posting a pic of Daphne and Diddy, throwing some serious shade her way. He says, "You moved a mile away in hopes of having another baby with me, but I was busy. So you moved back and then you started receiving money from Brother Love. Now here we are, little sex worker." But Joy wasn't about to let that slide. She came back swinging on Instagram saying, "Curtis James Jackson, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You're wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos into other people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs? For nothing. We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never heard." She would continue saying, "Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of R-wording and physically A-ing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts hearts for the last and final time. But despite her heartfelt words, it's like nobody's really listening. Instead, people are dragging Daphne left and right, not buying her side of the story at all. One user sad, so she was fighting for her child to be with his father, but then claims he R-worded her? What human would fight to have their child around a R? Let's be real. Another user says, he R-worded you, but you moved you and your son to live 1 mile away from him? Yeah, whatever. And 50 Cent? Well, he's not backing down either. His rep came out with a statement slamming Daphne's allegations as false and baseless. According to them, it's all just a reaction to 50 seeking sole custody of their son, Sire. They're making it crystal clear that Sire's safety is their top priority, and they're not messing around when it comes to protecting him. The disturbing allegations in the sworn pleadings recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old child, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son, Sire. The most recent false and baseless accusations by Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son, Sire, is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time. Also, while not necessarily a celebrity in his own right, Justin Dior Combs, Diddy's 30-year-old son, is a defendant in Jones' amended complaint in the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of New York. In a wide-ranging list of allegations, Jones accuses Justin Combs of soliciting sex workers and underage girls, as well as engaging in freak-offs. He also says the younger and older Combs were the only other two people present in the room when G, a friend of his, was shot at a recording studio, implying one of them shot G. Justin Combs was at Combs' Los Angeles home when it was raided by feds and was seen handcuffed on the lawn outside, though he was not arrested. Now Justin Combs and his legal team are firing back at these wild accusations with full force. According to a statement from his reps, Justin is flat out denying all of these absurd allegations, calling them nothing but a desperate attempt for a quick cash grab. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday, the statement said. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family. In Lil Rod's lawsuit, he also exposed Meek Mill and Usher as one of the people that often came to these freak-offs. Rodney didn't explicitly mention Meek Mill and Usher's names in the lawsuit like he did with everybody else, but he gave some descriptions that had very specific details that pretty much made everybody know who he was talking about. Like he described Meek as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj and described Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency.
Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Meek Mill, like come on bro, like what the and then the next person, R&B singer, 6, redacted. Look, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Usher!
Now, I'm sure you all know Meek is definitely a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki from 2015 to 2017. Usher also just had a very successful Vegas residency, which reportedly grossed over $100 million, and he did in fact perform at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. Anyway, going back to Rodney's lawsuit, he claimed that he witnessed Usher and Diddy hooking up several times and making out with the girls that Young Miami and Justin would bring for him. Rodney recalled the time where they were partying on Diddy's yacht, and he saw both Meek and Usher messing with several girls. Now, when this news hit, Meek went into overdrive on social media, firing off tweets left and right in a frantic attempt to clear his name. But let's just say the online community wasn't exactly buying what he was selling. He also got into a huge Twitter feud with DJ Academics, who was only reporting on the news. Like, imagine attacking somebody who's just doing his job. One of his tweets said, "I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about gay activity. And the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming lowell." Things quieted down for a bit, with folks realizing that Meek seemed to be on the edge of a mental breakdown and nobody wanted to push him further. That is, until Diddy's ex-bodyguard dropped a bombshell, an audio clip allegedly featuring Meek and Diddy. The shockwaves were palpable. I mean, the voices on that recording? Pretty darn close to Meek and Diddy. And the content? Let's just say it wasn't easy listening. Meek's screams, reportedly in serious distress, sent shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. Trigger warning, this audio is very disturbing and very sensitive. Now, the ex-bodyguard in question who recorded and leaked the audio made an entire video narrating how it came out. He said it happened during one of Diddy's freak-offs, and he decided to lean by the door to record what he was hearing because he was shocked to see Meek allowing Diddy to pound him like this. He said Diddy intentionally spiked everybody's drinks at that party so they would be too drunk and too high to even know what's going on. But he didn't drink, and that's why he was sober enough to witness what he and Meek were doing.
Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink. Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks.
I mean, do you all remember that video circulating where Meek was chilling in the pool, looking a bit, well, uncomfortable, while Diddy hovered nearby, calling him daddy and talking about Meek putting in work? Yeah, that one. It's hard to forget. Some folks are connecting the dots, suggesting it might have been filmed right after whatever went down between Meek and Diddy in that bedroom.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And to make matters even worse, Meek was caught following a porn page on Twitter that exclusively posts videos of black men hounding each other. Maybe he was trying to learn some new positions for Diddy. Who knows? But as soon as people caught him, he immediately unfollowed the page. And if that's not enough to raise eyebrows, there's more. An old song of Meek's surfaced online recently, and the lyrics, let's just say they paint a pretty vivid picture. In the track, Meek talks about chasing his Hollywood dreams, but there's this whole section where he seems to confess to getting involved with Diddy in some not-so-savory ways to make it big. And then he's asking for forgiveness for his actions.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
It's truly heartbreaking to see the situation unfold, and it's becoming increasingly apparent that Diddy has been taking advantage of Meek for a long time. It seems Meek felt compelled to endure whatever Diddy put him through, perhaps in the hope that it would somehow catapult his career to new heights. But as we can see, that plan clearly backfired. Meek's career has taken a serious hit. He's been dropped from his label, his latest album didn't meet expectations, and now he's facing isolation within the industry as other rappers distance themselves upon learning about his association with Diddy. It's a harsh reality check for Meek, and it's clear that his involvement with Diddy has had far-reaching consequences. With all these celebs in the mix, you just know more are going to surface as this investigation rolls on. Maybe that's what's giving Diddy a little smirk, knowing he's not taking the fall solo. Drop your thoughts on this in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.